It is strongly recommended to not install outlets above electric baseboard heaters for safety reasons. If the intention is to have an air conditioner in the windows below which an electric baseboard heater is located, consider these options. Firstly, install the heater on a different wall. Move the electric baseboard heater to a different wall that is not directly below the window. This ensures that there are no electrical cords or outlets near the heater and the air conditioner. Secondly, use a sill heater. Install a sill heater under the window instead of an electric baseboard heater. Sill heaters are designed to be installed below windows and are not as bulky as electric baseboard heaters. This allows for the air conditioner to be placed in the window without conflicting with the heater. Additional considerations include ensuring that the air conditioner is installed according to the manufacturer's instructions, including proper ventilation and spacing from the wall. Do not use extension cords or power strips to connect the air conditioner or the electric baseboard heater. Regularly inspect both the air conditioner and the electric baseboard heater for any signs of damage or malfunction. Consult with a qualified electrician if you have any concerns about the electrical installation or safety. Electrical safety is paramount when installing and using electrical appliances, especially when dealing with combinations such as baseboard heaters and air conditioners. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for safe electrical installations, and it's important to adhere to these guidelines to prevent electrical hazards such as fires and electric shocks. Understanding the specific requirements and recommendations outlined in the NEC is crucial for ensuring the safety of your home and its occupants. One important aspect to consider is the placement of outlets in relation to heating appliances. As a general rule, outlets should not be installed directly above baseboard heaters or other heating units. This is because the heat generated by the heater can damage the outlet and any cords plugged into it, increasing the risk of electrical fires. Additionally, the close proximity of the outlet to the heater can create a tripping hazard if cords are draped over the heater. When planning the layout of your electrical system, it's best to keep outlets at least 12 inches away from any heating appliances. This will provide enough clearance to prevent heat damage and reduce the risk of tripping hazards. If you're unsure about the proper placement of outlets, it's always best to consult with a qualified electrician. In situations where you want to install an air conditioner in a window above a baseboard heater, there are a few additional considerations to keep in mind. Firstly, make sure that the air conditioner is properly grounded. This will help to prevent electrical shocks in the event of a malfunction. Secondly, ensure that the air conditioner is not drawing too much power from the circuit. Overloading a circuit can cause the breaker to trip or even start a fire. If you're not sure how much power the air conditioner is drawing, consult with an electrician. Thirdly, consider using a window air conditioner support bracket. This will help to stabilize the air conditioner and prevent it from falling out of the window. When installing a baseboard heater, it's important to follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. This will ensure that the heater is installed safely and correctly. Additionally, make sure that the heater is properly sized for the room. An undersized heater will not be able to adequately heat the room, while an oversized heater will waste energy and may even overheat. It's also important to keep flammable materials away from the heater. This includes curtains, furniture, and clothing. These materials can easily catch fire if they come into contact with the heater. Regularly inspect the heater for any signs of damage. This includes cracks, dents, and frayed wires. If you notice any damage, do not use the heater and contact a qualified electrician for repairs. When using extension cords with electrical appliances, it's important to use the correct type of cord. Extension cords are rated for different amounts of current, and using the wrong type of cord can overload the circuit and cause a fire. Make sure that the extension cord is rated for the same amount of current as the appliance that you're using. Additionally, do not overload extension cords by plugging too many appliances into them. This can also cause the circuit to overload and start a fire. Regularly inspect extension cords for any signs of damage. This includes cracks, cuts, and frayed wires. If you notice any damage, do not use the extension cord and replace it with a new one. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are designed to protect people from electrical shocks. They work by detecting small changes in the current flowing through the circuit. If a change is detected, the GFCI will trip the circuit and cut off the power. GFCIs are required in areas where there is a risk of water exposure, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas. They are also recommended for use with portable electrical appliances, such as hairdryers and electric razors. Regularly test GFCIs to make sure that they're working properly. To test a GFCI, press the test button on the device. This should trip the circuit and cut off the power. If the GFCI does not trip, it is not working properly and should be replaced. Arc fault circuit interrupters, or RFIs, are designed to protect against electrical fires. They work by detecting arc faults, which are caused by damaged or worn wiring. Arc faults can generate heat and ignite nearby materials, leading to a fire. RFIs are required in many areas of the home, including bedrooms, living rooms, and dining rooms. They are especially important in older homes with outdated wiring. Regularly test RFIs to make sure that they are working properly. To test an RFI, press the test button on the device. This should trip the circuit and cut off the power. If the RFI does not trip, it is not working properly and should be replaced. When working with electrical systems, it's important to take the necessary safety precautions. This includes wearing appropriate personal protective equipment such as safety glasses and gloves. Additionally, make sure that the power is turned off before working on any electrical circuits. If you are not comfortable working with electrical systems, it's always best to consult with a qualified electrician. Electrical safety is an ongoing process. By following these tips, you can help to prevent electrical hazards and keep your home and family safe. When dealing with electrical work, it's essential to consult the National Electrical Code or NEC for specific requirements and guidelines. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards that covers all aspects of electrical installations, ensuring safety and preventing electrical hazards. For example, NEC Section 210.52 addresses the placement of receptacles in dwelling units, specifying the spacing and location of outlets to ensure convenient access and prevent the use of extension cords. NEC Section 300.11 covers the securing and supporting of wiring, requiring that all wiring be properly secured to prevent damage and ensure long-term reliability. NEC Section 310.15 provides guidance on the ampacity of conductors, specifying the maximum current that a conductor can carry safely based on its size, insulation, and environmental conditions. It's crucial to select conductors with adequate ampacity to prevent overheating and potential fire hazards. NEC Table 310.16 lists the allowable ampacities of insulated conductors rated up to 2000 volts, providing a reference for selecting the appropriate conductor size for a given application. When installing electrical equipment, such as baseboard heaters and air conditioners, it's important to follow the manufacturer's instructions and adhere to all applicable codes and standards. This includes ensuring proper grounding, using the correct wiring methods, and providing adequate overcurrent protection. If you're unsure about any aspect of the electrical installation, it's always best to consult with a qualified electrician. They have the knowledge and experience to ensure that the work is done safely and in compliance with all applicable regulations. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, and it's not worth risking your safety or the safety of others by attempting to do it yourself if you're not properly trained and qualified. Always prioritize safety and consult with a professional when in doubt. For example, in NEC Section 110.3, it specifies examination, identification, installation, and use of equipment. Firstly, suitability for installation and use in conformity with this code. Suitability of equipment for an identified purpose can be evidenced by listing, labeling, or other approved means. Secondly, installation and use in accordance with any instructions included by the listing or labeling requirements of the equipment. All available instructions provided with the equipment shall be followed. And thirdly, wiring connection terminals for which tightening torque values are specified shall be torqued using a calibrated torque tool.